All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, just sitting here drinking my morning coffee. Looking sexy as hell as usual. Everyone, as soon as you get in here, click that like button. Let people wake up with me. I said I wasn't going to do as many of these. I went a few days without them. I'm like, oh, what the heck, It's all good. Gets outreach. Fans like it. Gets me consultations. It's kind of been a big deal for me lately, right? It's been its own little big deal with business, has been those consultations. That's one of the big things I've gotten out of these lives. I would say on average, just from the live streams, I'm picking up at least 3 consultation calls every single month from people in these. So it's actually been kind of interesting. So yeah, it kind of double dipped into my business. It's helping in that way. Those add up, man. $100 an hour calls definitely add up. Plus they're fun. Like you meet some interesting people. So yeah. Also, all of you, start clicking that like button for Daddy as soon as you get in here. There's a bunch of you watching. This is more watching than usual. You guys click that like button for Daddy. We'll get more people in here. Let me get woke up. So what else we have going? Today is going to be a back and bicep day. I think with some of it, I'm not going to go crazy hard on back volume because I think on some of the bench days, I'm going to work a little bit of back volume in like I used to do. But I definitely have to go really hard on the biceps. So I feel like for me, just because of the old lagging biceps, I can do back work on other days to re-spark it, but I need to have that one day every week to where I just hammer the holy hell out of my biceps. I'm trying to narrow it down more to the movements that really give me the most too. So I think what I want to do, I've been doing the standing alternating curls. But if I really want to be more efficient when we look at that incline curl, I feel like doing that full range of motion on an incline might give me what I want, even more. Right? I don't really do go into that supine grip on it, but if I start doing that same rotation on the standing curls to where we supinate, pronate the wrist on an incline, that could do a lot. In fact, that was Dorian Yates's favorite bicep exercise, right? I feel like that would be a really good primary for me. Hey, Atomic. Good morning, Atomic. Could you click that like button for me, please? Because the likes shot way up for a second and then it dropped down and no one's hitting the like. So help the brother out. I'm going to call it Daddy. Help Daddy out. For some reason, a bunch of my fans, they respond, well, that's hilarious. They like that. I got the gray beard. It works. Pretty much where I am as a coach. I've turned into a father figure, it seems like, for a lot of these lifters, and I just got to accept that. Just run with it. And it's funny because I did the whole dad bod to daddy thing. I might as well just run with it, right? I see you're a father figure, Gordon. And I used to roll my eyes at that. I really did, but the more I've realized, especially some of these calls, like I've had in the last few months, I've probably had, like this year, I've probably had consultation calls with 10 people I've never had calls with before, right? And they're almost all of them long-term fans. And I mean, I hear that so much and I'm like, wow, okay, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Like I got in a call the other day with a guy and he's like, dude, me and all my bros, like the whole football team, because he's now in medical school, right? He's working on his MD. And he's like, and we were laughing about it. And he's like, no, dude, we like saw you as like the cool dad who lifted heavy weights. So it was really funny. That's how he described it. He was like, he's from Kansas. And he's like, and the team, we used to watch your stuff and we would use some of it to get stronger for football. And he was like, but you were like almost like a father figure, it's like, but unlike our dad, you aren't like kind of like how we saw our dad sometime. You were like this dude lifting weights and, doing goofy stuff still, doing your ammo chats and everything. So it was different. I mean, I've heard things like that a lot. Like another one I did a call, it's like, yeah, dude, me and some of my bros at the gym, like we were younger, we were like 19, 20, and it's the same thing. We kind of saw you as like a father figure in the lifting world. So it's like, that's cool. So it makes sense. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm good with it, man. And I think it's funny to just do it as the daddy thing, especially because these OnlyFans, Some of the dudes in there are doing it. Plus the chicks do it too. So when I put up those pictures in the blue jeans and stuff, there's one of them. She messages me all the time. She's hilarious. Obviously, I'm not gonna hook up with her. She's crazy, but you know who does the same thing? She always messages call me daddy and poppy. It's so funny. So I mean, run with it, guys. Run with it. Have fun with it. I think there's a lot of strength coaches out there that don't have anything outside of their training, but you offer way more, especially in terms of advice outside the gym. Dude, she cray. Well, I told her the same. This one of she messaged. I'm like, you're way too young for me. She's like, I like older guys. No, she's in a different country though. It's funny. What's hilarious is that happens in this same girl because she's a fitness girl. I see coaches I know like simping on her wall straight up. I'm not going to name names, but it's just like bros. Whatever though, man. Also, guys, there's 16 of you watching. There's only 2 likes. Hit that like button for daddy. All right. Oh, man. There we go. More people. Hit that like. Come on. Hit the like button for daddy. Press my button. Y'all know y'all want to do it. Go ahead. Maybe she should have done. All right. No. Gordon, my cutoff is 35. Like for me, the absolute, I'm talking the absolute youngest all day is 35. Like that is the bare scraping the cutoff. And it's just the way it is. And it's only in the last year have I even spent any time with any woman, even under 40. So 35 I think 38 is the youngest. I should ever say. And I mean, yeah, and I don't mean it as in making fun of guys. I'm talking really the like they're doing all the hearts, like 3 hearts and the fire, in the comments underneath her stuff. I mean, it's not that she's not pretty hot, actually. She's a solid 9. But the fact is, it's like this young chick is crazy. You guys. Jason, is Alex 5'3"? I don't know. I thought he was like 5'4". It's a comment, and I get it, Yorkie, but I mean, it's how do I put it, man? Going and putting a bunch of posts with 17 other guys with 7 hearts and fire symbols underneath a girl's picture is not going to get you laid. That's the best way to put it. Gordon says, I find 20-30s usually super immature. Yeah, and that's the issue. And it's not that they're not attractive. It's the maturity thing. I mean, because at the end of the day, like Gordon, and a lot of guys will say silly stuff. Also, click that like for daddy. Come on now. Get that like button up. Hit the button for me. We got 4 of you commenting and only 3 likes. So somebody's holding out. Hit that like button for daddy. All right, but Gordon, there we go. So Gordon, the thing is, that's the thing with the 20-somethings. Okay. And this is what guys forget. Guys who get a little older, they'll say silly stuff like, well, I could date a much younger girl. And I'm like, okay, fine. But what's your goal? They're like, well, sex. But you can have sex with women literally your own age or a few years younger, and the sex is just as good. So here's the thing. What are you looking for out of it? Because it can't be just for sex. That's not a reason to date. Right? That's not a reason to date, because you're going to need to have conversations with that person. You're going to have stuff in common with them. And if you're seeing someone like that purely because of the sex and they're whatever, you're 38 and they're 21, that's an example, and you have literally nothing in common, what are you going to do after the sex? Because you're not going to have sex for 8 hours a day. So then they're probably going to be slightly annoying to you outside of that. So that's just not good. This is not viable. It's not even talking about marriage. I'm talking about just a relationship. It's not viable because sex is not that hard to get. For the algorithm, appreciate it, Rufio. Those likes went up there. You felt a certain way, kind of. I usually pray first thing every morning, Dale. Like usually first thing when I first wake up. All right, let's get it. Good morning. I dropped a like. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, the likes kind of popped up there. We're good. My ex was 3 years older than me, and she told me I looked young for my age. All right. 38 and 21, that's like sugar baby. So yeah, pretty much, Thomas. And that's kind of the point I'm making. Why do these people still stalk you? Because they need psychiatric help, honestly, Atomic. They really do. Dale, as you've gotten older, whether do you feel more calm these days? You've been there and done that type, even compared to your older videos. Yeah, dude, it's hard to get me super excited about anything. You know, it's been there, done that. Started praying once a day. Just got done reading the Bible. Feel tons better. Yeah, Coach, how do you cope when girls say that? I've never had that happen. It was actually you who got me into Christianity. Started doing church. Cool, man. Awesome. Awesome. There we go, helping people. So this is kind of the thing we come over to. You know, ultimately, I would remind people, if you're going to believe in Christ, I'm not a perfect person. I mean, I think it's all blaringly obvious. I am not a perfect person by any stretch of the imagination. But there's a perfect example. Me as someone who had outreach, merely discussing the fact that I was a Christian, literally led one of my fans to go to Christ. So have I done my good deed for life from a Christian perspective? You know, if just one person, then I've pretty well done my job. That, you know, and it's probably more, but I mean, there you go, one. So have I done my job? Have I held up my end of the deal? All right. I just started doing reverse hypers, aiming for 20 rep sets. Oh, how's the conjugate stuff going? It's going. I mean, we're only a couple days in, Tommy. But today it's going to be a purely bodybuilding day. It's going to be back in biceps. Like I said, I'm not going to go crazy hard on lats. I feel like I could do more back work on some of the other days. But I'm going to go crazy hard in the biceps. I want to push those seal rows up, the progression on those. I got a better community around me, less anxiety. Awesome. I just started doing reverse hypers, aiming for 20 rep sets. It feels like it's really testing my cardio. Dude, I get that same thing. I do 25s, like with 260, 270 right now. Dude, that burn kicks in around rep 15. So if you're doing 20s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Weird question, brother, but do you believe the devil has depicted Christians as a real entity? Dale, I don't even know how to answer that this early in the morning. Everyone sins. How long does it take to drink? I mean, I sip through it. This is a massive cup. Look at the size of this cup, because you guys have seen, really look when I deadlift, you know I've got pretty thick hands. How big this cup is. Hold on. This cup is massive. Am I late? Did you work out? No, dude, it's early. I'm going to go work out later. I'm going to work out in a bit. We have more vices. Atheism has no morals. Well, atheism is just a lack of belief. They have to define their own morals. Yeah. The biggest sin is watching porn, playing video games. I'm working on it. Yeah. At least with God, you know you're not perfect. You need to improve on your sins. You just work on being a better person. Just have you thought about contacting? No, he's not my responsibility. Like if I had to worry about every mentally ill person who hates on me on the internet, I would literally have no free time to pay my bills and work and run a business and make videos. It would be a 100-hour-a-week job. I'm gonna be honest. I quite frankly don't care. His own fans should be sorting that. People who watch him. Yeah, the real guy will say it straight. Do you think 10 by 10 reverse hypers is too much? Not necessarily. Imagine your beliefs in Christ and maturity. Yeah, they don't really affect me. I mean, some of it I have to roll my eyes. Like I'm gonna call Vegan Gains out probably today, mainly because he just flat told a ridiculous lie. Like I hopped into his stream yesterday, his live stream for the first time, and we talked about possibly doing a debate. And the guy jumped up and made insane, unprovable, like provably false statements, um, which I'm probably just going to call him on. Because the main thing is he straight up told a lie about me. His lie was that I'm on government benefits, and it's like that's a flat lie. And he said that it should affect the way that I vote and everything. It's like, oh my God, like he really drew it out. I think the devil manifested some of the people turning. Yeah, I mean, evil is manifested in people. There are truly evil things that are done out there by people. Like people lose sight of that. Their idea of what's bad. Oh man, how do I put this? Their idea of what's bad, they've never seen true evil, right? And people forget that there are people who torture other people to death, right? There are people who have gang raped other people to death. Like this stuff happens every single day. So people have lost sight of what evil actually is. I want bigger biceps, coach. What's the best exercise? Tons of curls. Your veins are not as big as. Oh, it's cold. It's colder, and I don't have any heating or anything on. The temperature's in the 50s, and I didn't turn the heater on. It's totally temperature. As soon as the temp is up, like it was 73 in the house when I did the video last night. So obviously my veins are going to look like thumbs all up at my arm and legs. Do you know any good add-ons for reverse hypers? Oh man, like that Rosie hyper has the donkey, which I'll get one day. Good morning, coach. Your coffee chat's back. I don't know, Jack. I have no idea. No, I'm fast in the morning, so I don't want any protein in my coffee. Yeah, Dale, you're asking, can they manifest? I know people who've been happily married from internet relationships. I mean, I've done some, and then I've done more. Most of my relationships have been from women I met in person, by the way. I've done several from the internet. They can be hit or miss, but I know people who've done just fine with that. Let's see. Let's get rid of that guy. I said I was going to chill with them, I think, for a bit. I did in a few days without doing one, but I just feel like the last couple mornings, I'm like, yeah, I'll get one done. I mean, they're good. I get consultations, I get clients and stuff out of these. Speaking of which, guys, I mean, a lot of you ask your questions. Remember, I do one-on-one consultation calls for an hour. In fact, I have one scheduled for Friday. I just set up through Instagram. So, again, it's a big part of what I do. I get a lot of them out of these lives, though. That's a reason enough business-wise to do these. Good idea to leave our curls that give me tendonitis. What? No, you need to change the way you're doing them then. Yeah. It's weird how people pull this fake plate stuff. Yet my last meet, I did a 496 squat with no sleeves while squatting in the high 400s walking into the meet. I broke a state record. Good idea. So the thing with the curls, go and build the tendons up, start doing some high rep band curls. Do you do 10 by 10 on some of us? Not really. No, not personally. Things for Jason, yes, online dating is a norm now. Imagine back in the day, obviously it was as common as people thought. Plus, with the lacking social skills, probably. I mean, it's been going on since I was younger. Okay, you're gonna laugh. When I was younger, I've never used a dating site. as crazy as this sounds, I met multiple girls who I met in real life in my town using Yahoo Messenger back in the day. Like for some reason, it was like a little pop-in community. So, and I joined several little groups and then like some IRC groups and stuff. And dude, I probably met like 8 girls within 30 miles of me and then met them in real life because of that when I was in my 20s. In addition to the one you meet out doing stuff. So that wasn't online dating. It was just a little messenger app. But it had its own little thriving communities. But there was a lot of like local meet stuff in the little groups in those. But I met plenty of girls too at things like school, taking college classes, at the grocery store, hanging out in social settings. Trump hasn't done anything for business yet. I haven't seen any benefits yet. How often do you eat fast food? I think I had Chick-fil-A about 15 months ago. I don't know, something like that. I mean, you're asking me to pin something down that I might do 5 times in a year, or I might go a whole year without doing it. I don't know. There's no pattern. Change the way I do curls. Would hammers be? You could probably do some hammer curls if you're having tendonitis. It would help. You did amazing at the last meet. You need to take the international stage and show the haters. I dislike Trump. He deported a guy. I knew no joke. Well, she gave VG some dating advice after his divorce. Hey, Mark. Oh, man. I don't feel that I really do. I'm going to laugh, but I'm like, reread what you wrote again. Read what you wrote again. Okay. Let me state very, very clearly, I have never in my life hired an escort. Nor have I ever tried. Jesus Christ, you guys. I'm sorry, guys. These trolls are so stupid. Wow. All right. What rep range for main lifts for BJJ? There's no exact rep range. Between 1 and 30. As a bodybuilder, I find I have more guys hitting on me. Yeah, that's going to happen. Do you need much? Gordon, you need a consultation at this point on me. Dude, hit me up, Brooker. You're asking me a lot of sport-specific questions for your programming. Get me in a consultation call, and I'll break down. We'll map out a full program for you if you can't afford full coaching yet. Yeah, Roberto, that's not true. Coach mostly gets asked dating coach because he has decades of experience. It's like, true, I've been married twice. You guys have seen, I've dated a dancer and everything else long term. They're $100 for 1 hour, but I usually go over the hour. Gordon, the best way to get me is to go through my Facebook, the Facebook in here. People have a bad habit of going to my private profile of messaging, and it goes to my spam folder. Like, I messaged your Facebook, and I'm like, you messaged my profile, not my page. My page is the one with I link everywhere. They both have a blue check mark, so it gets confusing. All right, guys, I don't know how else to say this. Atomic, I love you, bros, but you can't be that dumb. You guys just can't be that dumb. I literally have an OnlyFans. I've literally told you guys, and it's obvious that a lot of MILFs find me super hot. Okay. And they're not trying to admit to anything here, but Jesus Christ, guys. I'm a businessman. All right. No, in my 7, I have an OnlyFans and people are paying for it. No, they don't have to have kids. They just have to be in that age range. Are you a businessman or are you a businessman? I'm a businessman. Hey, Dale, well, don't fall for it. I get those same sort of scams too. Just don't fall for it, whatever. You get chicks who'll catfish you and send you stuff, and it becomes pretty clear. Like, you can get them to prove it's not them really fast. They won't send you a voice chat or a voice message through any sort of DMs if they're not the real deal. Or they won't take a video call. All right. So you shouldn't even be falling for that stuff, guys. All right, guys, we're 26 in. I got to get ready to train here soon. Almost 9 o'clock. Yep. I mean, Dale, it's all about business, really. All about business. I mean, I'm trying to make money, right? And don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I always remind people that. I'm like, look, if I'm gonna be fit and in shape, capitalize on it in every way possible. Right? We live in a different world. We live in a different era, guys. Like, that's what I don't get, man. All you guys out here, like, I'm super fit and I can't meet girls. I'm like, you should be selling dick to women. What are you talking about? Wow. Like, if you're fit, women should be paying you for dates. What the fuck are you guys doing? Oh my God. I mean, like, you guys can't be serious. You can't be serious. Fair atomic. But I guess they could try some of those programs that Alpha Destiny was trying to sell to get it bigger. But I mean, all these dudes are like, I'm jacked. I'm on testosterone. I'm like, I can't afford your coaching. I'm like, you could go get women to pay for the coaching. What are you talking about? Like, where do you guys get this idea that women, like, you're clueless about women? You guys really are. Women are all gold. It's like, no. You guys have lost sight of things. I don't know, man. I don't understand this generation of guys. I just don't get it. Height and face. Yeah, again, that's why you have loner backs written. You guys are clearly clueless. This is your problem. It's your mindset. It is your mindset. That's why I tell a lot of these guys, man, 200 milligrams of test a week would fix all your mindset problems real quick. Build some confidence. All right, guys. No, they don't, Jack. They like shaved heads with big dicks, big muscles, and salt and pepper in their beard. All right, guys, on that note, I'll wind this down to get ready to go train. I love all you guys and gals, and I'll talk to you next time.